Welcome back, YouTube, and welcome back. Alright, so we are right now going to begin on the other what I would assume to be a very long world quest titled Search in the Algae Sea. Algae? Algae? I read it as algae. So, Search in the Algae Sea. So this is supposedly the other part of the Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo quest. Who knows how long it'll take? But yeah, we gotta return to the Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo. It's been a while, so it's time to head back to see how everyone is doing with their investigations. So where we last left off, we had, of course, Caterpillar in Unfinished Comedy. We met Caterpillar and we helped freed Lenoir, if I remember correctly. Lenoir from the underwater prison, whose name is now leaving my mind. I cannot remember. But yeah, in any case, we're at the Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo here, so let us enter to see where we shall continue on. Alright. Look for the objective in the area. Seymour, Anne, and Caterpillar. Night Traveler. Paimon, you're back. You bet we are. Have you found anything new in the meantime? Mr. Caterpillar and I have been doing some research. Ooh, and? We've discovered that Seymour doesn't, in fact, have an annihilation mode. Following data fragment sorting, this phrase was found to have been derived from the novel Prisoner 6, Overrun. In that book, the World Organization launched a mass annihilation agent to hunt a chimera down. Wait, that stuff's not important at all. Apart from using our free time to go out and investigate, we've also read through the books collected here one more time. We couldn't make heads or tails of them at first, and even now, well, they are certainly well written. I don't know whose handwriting it is, or what scribe or copyist was hired, but their penmanship is clear and clearly beautiful. Master of calligraphy if I ever saw one. Wait, so you were talking about the handwriting? Paimon's got a bad feeling about this already. Did you not find anything during this time then? Heh, alright, sorry, I shan't jest any further. As you know, we told you all that we found the last line the last time without holding anything back. However, I fear that this time there are some clues hidden in details that we must rely on chance to reveal. Reveal their meaning, you mean? Chance? Indeed. For example, if no further revelations concerning a murder emerge, then the blood on a painting will always remain a red smear. Then what would this chance be, Caterpillar? Well, why don't we do a quick recap of everything we've discovered? Let's make some deductions regarding what happened in the past. That might give us the opportunity to fill in some gaps that can help us support or refute our views. That's a good idea. I've always felt like there's so much about this that's familiar, but I can't recall anything about it. Negative. I can give a continuous account of the resources that I have sorted. Ugh, silly dog. Didn't you only recover your creator's name after talking to us about the matter? Mechanical noises. Negative. I merely matched similar sounds during said interaction. There was no data loss involved. However, I must append that I, too, find the keyword searches make searching for entries more efficient. So what do we want to discuss? Well, for a bit of a warm-up or a teaser, if you would. You may be referring to a heater. Yes, that's exactly what I mean. So, let's start off our deductions with something simple. What is the Marianne in the Anapausis anyway? Exactly, sorry. Huh? That Marianne holds the greatest secret of all. I'm sure you can see that too. Let's get ourselves some armchairs, maybe crack open a few beers. Oh, wait, you can't drink yet. Again with the drinking jokes, come on. We're old enough, fam. Anyway, let us help you sort your findings out. I'll start first. Well, the name Marianne itself certainly is familiar to me. The name of the person I was meant to protect is Marianne, yes, but I have no data regarding the identity of the one who resides within the anapausis. We are missing context. I can only conclude, based on a human's unmodified lifespan, that they are not the same person. That would seem to be the case, huh? It's been a few hundred years after all. Well, as for Paimon, she ate chicken mushroom skewer this morning? Well, guess it's my turn. You mentioned before that you encountered Oceanid creatures that had a great deal of character. One might say personality, even. The precondition for such creatures and their characters is the same, that an intelligent Oceanid has already understood their original forms beforehand. So, were you the one who willed those creatures into being, Anne? Indeed. Don't you think that's kind of weird? You know, summoning familiar friends to play house with you for who knows how long and stuff? Well, I didn't do that. I actually had to get to know Petite Show, Al, and the others first. Well then, in that case, let's see what we can deduce from the things we already know. Then let's begin. Huh? It's already starting? Brainstorm a bit and find a breakthrough what Paimon ate this morning. Chicken mushroom skewer. At the risk of missing major plot twists or important foreshadowing, I don't think this is related to Anne's background either. Immediately, it just dies. Alright. The oceanic creatures in Anapausis. Interpret. Oceanids are sentient creatures unique to Fontaine, and they can create oceanic creatures through mimicry and transformation. I remember all the strange and wonderful oceanic creatures we saw before we met Marianne. They are oceanids in Anapausis. Maybe Osial can create water creatures, but it's extraordinary to be able to create creatures with rich personalities. Sorry, imagine creatures with rich personalities. It's almost certain that there's an Oceanid in Anapausis controlling everything. Who can she be? About Anne. Anne is a small Oceanid. She didn't create the Oceanid creatures in Anapausis. Speaking of, just how do Oceanids reproduce again? The Oceanid Anne. Anne's far too weak to control that whole realm, so she can't be the Oceanid behind it all. Alright, we will axe that first. Anne said that the name sounded familiar. I should ask her about it, should something come to mind. To Seymour, she is someone that he must protect. Either way, ordinary humans don't live that long. It's been several hundred years, so they're probably not the same person, right? The Marianne in Anapausis. The Marianne in Anapausis seems very mysterious. We once suspected that Anne was a character from her dreams. Alright. The Oceanid Anne triggers the Oceanid in Anapausis. It's not Anne. It's definitely not Anne. I believe her. She's also searching for answers. Marianne in Anapausis associates with the Oceanids in Anapausis. So the enigmatic Marianne is an Oceanid. Marianne, who has the same name as Seymour's owner. Marianne, who has the same name as Seymour's owner, and who seems to know everything. Even if she's not an Oceanid, she's probably related to the Oceanid behind all of this. Submit conclusion. That's so nice how they managed to make everything all come together, disappear when they're not needed, and then we come together to find that one solution. And that's enough for now. More than enough for a warm-up. Correct. The oddities in Anapausis all point to the powers of the Oceanids, But this is not Miss Anne's doing. All of this together means that there's another Oceanid in Anaposis. That is what I suspect. An Oceanid with whom Marianne has a close relationship. Or perhaps she could even be the princess herself, Lyris? Do you mean to say that Marianne may, in fact, be Princess Lyris? Yes, Lyris, the Red Empress of the Narcissus Ordo from back then. The Red Empress who loves to take heads. Take heads? I seem to have a vague recollection of something like that. Whoa. But it's not a story about Lyris. Rather, it's a fairy tale about someone named Marianne. Yes, the taking heads thing is just a metaphor. Lyris is made of pure water and so has the ability to dissolve and extract people's wills. The Narcissus Ordo used her to extract the ego and become holy. Searching for the keyword Lyris has yielded relevant information in my indices. Talking of the Red Empress has reminded me of a few things about Marianne. Mull that over for a while first, then speak to Miss Anne and Seymour. See if the conclusion you reach awakens any new memories. Interesting. Collect more leads and gather your thoughts. Anne. Night Traveler, I remembered the name Marianne. Oh, do tell. What is it? It's familiar to me because it's from a children's story, the same one that the Red Empress comes from. The female lead, Liddell, was mistaken for Marianne, the servant, and Marianne never appeared throughout the entire story. Maybe Marianne never really existed, except as a figment in someone's dreams. How do you know about this story, Anne? And isn't that a good question? How do I know about it? The memory feels more vivid than those I have of the story of the evil dragon Narcissus. Okay, interesting. Caterpillar. Paimon feels like you've changed a lot since we met in the Fortress of Meripede. That's what it's called, the Fortress of Meripede. Caterpillar. Would a 5-year-old child and a 15-year-old teenager be the same? Perhaps returning here simply reminds me of the past and who I used to be. Time is frozen in the fortress. Being locked up there for a day or 100 years, I'm afraid it made no difference to me. Lenoir is what made time flow for me. Watching her grow reminded me that time still passes, and life is still being born, shining brilliantly, and then being extinguished. And so I changed as well. That said, my past self, the person I was before I met her, would certainly be more helpful to Anne and Seymour in our current situation. That's true. Haha, don't be like that, Paimon. Just think about it. Making up stories for Lenoir when was nothing more than putting such ways of thinking to good use. Regardless, it has nothing to do with the current situation. You look like you still have questions, Traveler. Since we have our own suspicions of Anne and Lyris' relationship, we have topics of discussion that can be used to refute or sustain those conjectures. How do Oceanids reproduce? I'm sure you have friends more knowledgeable than I am regarding that. Perhaps you can even find scholars of natural philosophy who have dedicated research to the question. Or you could have asked the Oceanids, personally, but you asked me. Of course I know what you mean, so this is your speculation. I see. Paimon doesn't get it. I don't get it either. When we exchanged information earlier, the traveler mentioned that Anne is the person in Marianne's dream. Or perhaps she might be a manifestation made by Marianne, an Oceanid. Why did I say that so weirdly? An Oceanid. Oceanid? Why the repetition? Are you just trying to make it sound cuter? Apologies. Perhaps my description was ill done. Still, can an Oceanid create an Oceanid creature version of an Oceanid? Wow, That's deep. That's like asking if hard candies can be used as the filler for another hard candy. So, what would you say to that? This question is really interesting, but Paimon's already hungry for answers. I suppose I have to say, I suppose so. Still, you may not realize just how deep this rabbit hole goes, so let me explain. Do tell. You might be confused as to why there are oceanid creatures with personalities in the Anapausis. If oceanids can create oceanid creatures, then can they create oceanid humans or oceanid oceanids? Convention dictates that it's rare for oceanids to be able to mimic a human unless the human drowns in their arms or the oceanid has spent extensive time with the person and knows everything about them. And the oceanid in question must also have tremendous wisdom and compassion. I'm afraid perhaps only one as powerful as Rodea could do it. Wow, so that means Idea must be incredibly strong. So it's rare to mimic humans, but not impossible. Idea from the version 3.8 event, the Valyrian Mirage. So it's rare to mimic humans, but not impossible. Now, creating another Oceanid, that's different. Creating humans using human knowledge can only be achieved by gods, and the same applies to Oceanids creating Oceanids. It usually should be impossible, in this world at least, unless this human Oceanid has already placed themselves above their own kind and attempted such insanity. You mean they thought they had become a god? That's right. Followers blindly believe in their leaders, who in turn blindly believe in themselves, giving rise to delirium and delusions. I can do what a god can do. The deeds are not that great after all. A powerful belief is also a powerful will, and magic is a skill that molds reality to your will. Perhaps the descendant hypothesis makes more sense. Perhaps Marianne doesn't consider herself an Oceanid type. Perhaps. It's possible and quite understandable too. If nothing else, the Lyris I know doesn't have this kind of intelligence, nor would she be this crazy. I have some less mainstream ideas about how Oceanids reproduce, but they're not important and we can discuss them later. Alright. No, where's Seymour? Oh, you're here. My bad. Hey, Seymour. Shall I summarize the entries regarding Lyris I possess for you two? Alright, please do. Thank you. Omitting the standard citation format, reconstructing output to match format, report to superiors. Lyris is a registered Oceanid. She is not eligible to be stationed in the waters outside Fontaine and has become a special source of information for the nation. She was appointed as the director of an orphanage to symbolize the love and affection of the previous Hydro Archon. The orphanage's affairs were mainly managed by its human vice director. An orphanage director? Then how is she connected to the Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo? As director, Lyris was very affectionate towards the children and quite devoted to them, but her intelligence among Oceanids was below average. Oh. She wasn't very good at working out the cause and effect of things, nor could she even count. As a result, she was not qualified to perform covert investigations. Aw, sounds like a big old cat mom who can't count. You know, because cats can't count, so they pick up their kittens one by one and keep going back until they see there aren't any kittens left. Later, the orphanage was destroyed during the calamity, and official records of her stopped there. They say she failed to understand the link between the disaster, the orphans fleeing, and her own conduct, and so she wanders the ruins, drowning in guilt and expectation. I have an underwater locomotion module. Once Marianne and I dove down to the ruins of the orphanage, whose coordinates were the same as those of Anaposis. There, we found an Oceanid swimming sadly in circles. When she next appeared in the records, she was a core member of the Narcissus and Ordo and the subject of a high-priority arrest warrant. Oh? But she doesn't seem like a bad person. Considering that she may still be connected to Anne, she must have been tricked. Ah yes, there's another important piece of information worth noting. The orphanage's name was the Narcissus Institute. Sorry, my glasses fogged up for some reason. Narcissus. These are all Marchesay phantom files that Mr. Alain Guillotine recorded for testing light sensitivity while designing me. The output is via my image to text to speech module. According to eyewitness testimony regarding who I suspect to be Lyris, there shouldn't be any problems. And you may have heard of this elsewhere, but it's worth mentioning again. Elaine and Marianne were orphans in the care of the Narcissus Institute before the Marseille hunter Emmanuel Guillotine took them in. Thank you, Seymour. Don't mention it, noble sir. Alright. Now, let's reorganize the information that everyone just recalled. This might take quite some time and might be somewhat hard on our throats. It's hard on mine. I'm ready. So, regarding Elaine's younger sister Marianne, the Anaposis, Marianne, the Red Empress Lyris, and Anne who's with us. What will our conclusion be? How will we sustain it? And how will we refute it? Everyone gathers. Is there anything else you feel we should add? As I mentioned before, Marianne is not only the princess in the Anne story, but she is also the person I must protect. She is the younger sister of Alain Guillotine, the one who designed me, 4AC V07. As for matters concerning me, I suppose you already know all about them, Night Traveler. Speaking of which, didn't we also hear all sorts of stuff while we were in Elenas? Seymour was also damaged during that time. How did it go? Did you think of anything? About the damage to Seymour and Elenas. That's right, Seymour was damaged inside Elenas and Mimir has been taking care of him. To my shame, yes. Though I do not have such emotions, you can see it as me having lowered my assessment of myself. And according to Elenas, that battle that occurred within his belly became quite terribly. Evidently, that was the battle that damaged you, and it was an incredibly fierce one. But considering that you were damaged, then your master might have been. Common sense dictates that the fate of Marianne Guillotine, sister of Elaine Guillotine, was most likely a grim one. But this world is full of tales of loyal knights who exchanged their lives for a miracle, so you needn't grieve too much, Seymour. Seymour appears to have entered data fragment sorting mode out of pure shock. But your master, Marianne, was an ordinary human being, wasn't she? And the time that has passed since then far surpasses the lifespan of any human. How did it go? Did you think of anything? The Red Empress Lyris. She was an important figure in the Nazis and Ordo, and she is also the other Oceanid involved in the tale apart from Miss Anne. One of only 2 Oceanids, and we also just agreed that we believe there must be an Oceanid behind Anaposis, but her traits don't match those of the Marianne we encountered. Could it be that Lyris's imagination was behind everything, even me? That's unlikely. Seymour mentioned that her intelligence was quite limited, so phantoms of this sort would be quite hard for her, similar to how an author would struggle to write a character more intelligent than themselves. In fairy tales, the kitten may dream of their living little master. but I fear such things don't happen much in real life. So who's behind all this? And who in the world is that Marianne? How did it go? Did you think of anything? The Oceanid Anne. Huh? What about me again? We once suspected that you might be the person that Marianne dreamed of. So in your view, Marianne is the Oceanid behind the curtain, yes? I don't know. Well then, do you find the name Lyris familiar? She is, after all, the only Oceanid involved in this apart from yourself. If you mean the title The Red Empress, then yes, I do have some impression of it. How did it go? Did you think of anything? The Marianne in Anapausis. That makes her our prime suspect then. To be honest, were you using the process of elimination? You actually already guessed as much long ago. I didn't want to disrespect Anne though. You're right, but you do already have a version of the story in your heart. Your own interpretation, yes? If that's the case, then we should go find that Marianne and see for ourselves. Please permit me to change the topic for a moment. Does this mean that I shall no longer be able to fulfill my orders to protect Marianne? We've worked out this much, and that's the only bit you care about? It may be cruel, but from the moment we discovered that the Guillotine siblings were from centuries ago, it was probably inevitable. Correction. So the conclusion would be that it was my incompetence that that exposed Marianne to danger? Do not blame yourself. You have fought to the point of destruction. You have done your part. There is no need to be so pessimistic either, though that is an odd thing to say to a machine. Yeah, it's like pouring Fanta into a sink and then saying, "Sink, you get fat if you keep drinking like this." That is true. Oh, for ACV07. I can't believe you remember that. What is it, Mr. Caterpillar? Why use my official designation? We may not have reached any conclusions, but we know what to do next. Look, there is a Marianne in the Anapausis too, and she also has close links to the Narcissus Ordo. My long-term memory module confirms this. As such, there is no need to restore your logic module to factory settings yet. Let's take a step back. We can still go and find this Marianne. Thank you for your logical troubleshooting and emotional adaptive maintenance. I think what you said makes sense. It is not yet time to admit defeat and restore myself to my initial settings in order to take on a new mission. Yeah, that's right, you silly doggy. Let's leave things here for a while, then. Once you're ready, we can continue. Why don't we go find this Marianne? Let's solve that mystery before tackling the Narcissus Ordo issue. I concur. The fairy tale water world. I gather that some things happened over there then. Oh, we just ran into immunity-related issues, often due to night travelers' hydro-resonance, that's all. Paimon feels like some extraordinary instinct awakened in you after you met Seymour, and... Is it time to review responsibilities and apportion blame? I do not think I should be held accountable, for I can only override my protective prerogative in moments of great danger. Don't worry, Night Traveler. We'll make Marianne tell us everything this time. So, shall we go then? Alright. So, I assume we are headed back to Anapausis. Wherever Anapausis is. To Anapausis. Let's go. Alright. Head to the designated location. I forgot. Oh, that was close. I forgot that that area did not have any water in it. That would have ended terribly. Alright. I should really use Xiao instead. We're back again. This time, I must marry Anne. That's the spirit, Miss Anne. In truth, I must confess to being somewhat jealous of you. You still hold out hope of recovering your past. I've been searching for centuries, but I haven't found a thing. So please, do your best for this old caterpillar's part as well, alright? Figure your past out and come to accept your present self. Yep, I will. Alright, head to the designated location.
Keep up.
Search in the Algae Sea. Algae Sea. Oh, hello. Whoa, what are these guys doing here again? Wait, isn't that Al's group? Ho ho ho! Yes, it is us. And you are Night Traveler and Paimon. It's really good to see you. So good that I can't control myself anymore. Please dodge to the best of your ability. She asked us to send you a message. Now let me take out her handwritten letter with my hands, which are much like yours, yellow and white ones. I don't want to hear your stories. I prefer my version. We're gonna fight them now. Oh god. Stop them who have both lost control. Alright, get rid of one of them and the other one.
Speed of light.
Okay. Huh. That bubble that was here before is gone too. Well, it was Princess Lyris's magic. That's just how the story goes. Let me think of a way. Close your eyes, everyone. A temporary optical sensor shutdown? Understood. They will be reactivated on your command. Wait, why do we have to do that? The essence of a mime is pretense, the charade that something is still here. And belief is the heart of magic, the faith that there is meaning here. So let's close our eyes. So Anne, begin imagining what it would look like if that bubble was still here. You close your eyes and feel some sort of fluctuation. I prefer the story of the Narcissus and Croyd's adventure team sitting down happily for tea time after their adventure has ended. Wow, it really appeared. Diordo called this step the process of imagining something in such detail, imaging. Let's go over and have a look. Enter the bubble. Alright. Eh? It's the entrance that's disappeared this time. And do you know how to make the portal? Can you do your imaging thing on it? Alright, let me give it a try. You close your eyes and a lonesome silence comes over you. But everyone's left. They won't come back, no matter how long I wait. I can't. It seems... Wait, why? How are we supposed to see Marianne then? I suspect that this is because the portal has lost meaning and thus cannot be recreated. From what you told me before, the entrance that was once placed here led to a story that had yet to be written. Now that she had said everything she wanted to, the story no longer has any meaning. Marianne is rejecting our answer, and that is why the way in is shut. Does this mean we're going to return empty-handed? It does seem so. I wouldn't say we're completely out of luck. Did you notice something we didn't then, Night Traveler? I heard something while Anne was imaging. I did hear something then, so you can hear it too. Would that be Marianne's real thoughts? What did you two hear? Ah, hmm. Might not be the best to discuss personal secrets here. The walls might have years and all. Let's head back before talking about this. You return with everyone to the Narcissus corridor. So, could you tell us what you heard? Perhaps a hilichurl might hear something that humans and Oceanids will not, just as how dogs and humans differ in that regard. I must correct your statement. My auditory components can indeed pick up higher and lower frequencies as compared to humans. However, I am not a dog. Moreover, a dog's low frequency hearing is similar to that of a human. Is that so? Well, I was talking about real dogs, not you, 4ACV07. Haha, silly dog. That said, I didn't think you would hear it too, Night Traveler. I wonder if we heard the same thing, but everyone's left. They won't come back no matter how long I wait. Looks like we heard the same thing. I suspect that this was the inner voice of Marianne. Did she say anything else? I'm not trying to invade anyone's privacy or anything. I just think that we're on to something here with you mentioning these words, Traveler. Let me think. After that, I also heard something like, I prefer the story of the Narcissus and Kreutz adventure team sitting down happily for tea time after their adventure has ended. And then, I don't want to hear your stories. I prefer my version. Have you noticed something off about this, Traveler? Please state your case. Let's think our own thoughts through first. Perhaps we really might be able to come to some conclusion. Talk to Caterpillar when you're ready. We'll talk to everyone else first. Seymour. I am very sorry. I may be unable to offer any logical support at the time. My listening equipment cannot hear inner voices. Don't worry, you've helped plenty already. Could you tell me your assessment? Is the Marianne from Anapausis the person I am meant to protect or not? I don't think she is. I trust your judgment. However, I prefer the story of the Narcissus and Kreutz adventure team sitting down happily for tea time after their adventure has ended. It seems like she too was an orphan from the Narcissus and Kreutz Institute, but other relevant information cannot be matched to her. Logical error, data fragment sorting initiated. Damn. And Night Traveler, is there anything else you want to say? I'm just an Oceanid who doesn't know anything, and I'm really bad at thinking. Even if you just told me a random story, I'd still believe it, all hook, line, and sinker. The world is too complicated after all, and I'm not experienced enough to spot any holes. I wouldn't do that. Thank you, Night Traveler. I think that the Marianne in Anapausis is the same as me. She might look smart, but she doesn't want to accept this complicated world, so she chooses to protect herself with fairy tales. But even fairy tales must end. Alright, Caterpillar, what do you have in store for us? You don't seem to want to link the two of them together. Neither elimination nor enumeration is very fair to end. What a coincidence. I happen to agree. But I have some other thoughts to share too, though they may have nothing to do with the next step in our reasoning. Are you willing to listen? I am listening. Earlier, we broached the topic of Oceanid reproduction. It's a huge taboo for Oceanids to mimic and transform into one of their own kind, just as it is for humans to create humans. But you see, humans can create humans through love. Go, pursue eternity, not through mystery, but love. What if, by some chance, this mysterious method of Oceanid reproduction is accomplished through imagination and mimicry? Perhaps their regret or remorse gives birth to a thought, and as they imagine the path that could have been taken, a new Oceanid is born. That's a very interesting idea. We'll never know. After all, it's a secret passed down amongst Oceanids only. In any case, we'll begin once you're ready. Let's begin. Let me think it over. Then let's begin. Who is Marianne? The Red Empress Lyris. A member of the Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo from 700 years ago. Her whereabouts afterwards are unknown. She is also the only other Oceanid involved other than Anne. Marianne Guillotine. The one that Seymour was supposed to protect. Something happened in Elenas, resulting in Seymour's damage and her disappearance. Where is she, and what is her relationship with Marianne? This morning, Paimon 8. I don't know why I can't get this out of my head. This can't really be foreshadowing, can it? Oh my god, can you imagine if it was foreshadowing and then the next thing you know, it just... Whew. Next thing you know, chicken mushroom skewers are the answers after all. That would be quite funny, I will say. Alright, the talkative Marianne. Marianne, who wove a fairy tale without an ending. She refused to visit but mentioned her memories from the Narcissus and Kreutzer Institute. It sounded like she was waiting for everyone to return to the Institute ruins. The memories of the Narcissus and Kreutz Institute. The only person who grew up in the Narcissus and Kreutz Institute and has a matching background is Marianne Guillotine. Marianne Guillotine's memories. Marianne has Marianne Guillotine's memories. The memories of waiting in the ruins. The person who once waited within the deserted ruins for everyone's return was Lyris, the former director. Ooh, yikes. Director Lyris's memories. Marianne has Lyris's memories. Oh, shit. Okay, Marianne's Guillotine's memories. To Lyris? No, that can't be it. Okay, so to Marianne Guillotine. Marianne is that younger sister. If so, then Marianne is Marianne Guillotine. They have the same name and matching memories. Okay. Director Lyris's memories. Associated with the Red Empress Lyris. Marianne is Lyris. If so, then Marianne is Lyris. Another piece of evidence we have is that they both use Oceanid powers to control Anapausis. Alright. Through associating, their identities are contradictory. But how can she be both people at the same time? Lyris's abilities. This must mean that Lyris, an Oceanid, probably has special powers. Oh, sorry, did not associate with this. Dissolving the personality and will. Her job in the Ordo was to dissolve the members' egos. What could have happened between her and the missing Marianne Guillotine? Lyris and Anne. Oh god, does that mean that Anne is Marianne's ego, essentially? For some reason, Lyris dissolved Marianne's Guillotine's personality, and afterwards their wills began to dream. They dreamed of a simple world where the princess is saved and the evil dragon gets killed, while the heroes are always pressing onward. They dreamed of a world where everything was simple and had an answer as long as Anne was there. Thus, Anne and Marianne were born. That's so cool. We've put the pieces of the case that were floating all over the LGC back together. It's just an empty box even after being put together, but we finally figured out what the lost pole should look like. What are you trying to say, Caterpillar? Wait, don't give Paimon any hints. She's gonna figure this out on her own. We pieced together a good guess from the clues, but the truth is still unproven. Of course, my speech analysis module has determined that Miss Paimon is correct. Actually, I meant that we may never know the truth, but I'm afraid we have no choice but to accept this conjecture. So, Night Traveler, is this the secret of my birth? It's. I'm afraid I can't accept something like this right away. I understand, Miss Anne. It's a shocking fact and it'll require you to accept yourself again. But I don't think it should be that difficult to do so. After all, knowing your past does not require abandoning everything about your present. I do not understand the specific context of this discussion, but I would like to add that I do not believe I am different from how I was before suffering this damage. Even though you insist on addressing me as silly dog, my identification number is still 4ACV07. Come on, it's not that serious. I promised Night Traveler that I would accept this conclusion as long as it's reasonable. Then I have a suggestion, one that will resolve Miss Anne's quandary and put a stop to Narcissus and Croyd's plans. Narcissus and Croyd's. Narcissus and... Oh! Palmer remembers now. You mentioned him before, Caterpillar. Just who is he, huh? Well, simply put, the leader of the Narcissus and Croyd's Ordo. Whoa! Sounds like he's got an impressive resume. But isn't the Narcissus and Croyd's Ordo always up to no good? Wouldn't that make him the nastiest of the lot? Of course. During my time with my master, creator, and the other Narcissus hunters, we devoted most of our time to hunting the Ordo down. As I said before, the goal of the LNS operation was to capture or eliminate Narcissus and Croyd's as well. However, my memory does not contain any intelligence regarding this involvement. And that's a given. Looking back at it now, he was merely using us as bait. And I wasn't the only one. It was the same for Jakob, Lyris, and many others in the Ordo. I'm afraid that the LNS operation was probably never more than a red herring with the goal of leading you and Guillotine away to buy him more time to execute his true plans. Remember the doomsday clock I mentioned? Huh? It's what the Ordo considers the countdown to the apocalypse, right? To be more precise, it's the apocalypse as calculated by the world formula. This planet itself should survive just fine though. The beast of the stars shall drink the amniotic fluid of the world dry. 100 years more, and all surface life shall be wiped away. Oh, this has something to do with the Archon quest as well. Oh. Once life on the surface is wiped out, only that which is underwater will remain. Can a planet full of fish eventually rise up to the ocean of stars? The thought of all that terrestrial life going extinct is pretty spooky, but when you say things like that, it does give things a romantic ring. It's the heading of a Yai publishing house novel from a few years back. Mamiya brought it back to the village to learn how to paint. Oh, no wonder. Anyways, for myself and the others gathered here, though the Narcissus and Croyd's Ordo is the source of all of our troubles, its objective and Narcissus and Croyd's great purpose are actually completely selfless. He only took the actions he did because he calculated the coming of the apocalypse. He wishes to save the world. So is the world really on the verge of destruction? I believe this to be a pathological delusion caused by paranoia. Were the apocalypse real? Were you able to forgive? Will you be able to forgive Narcissus and Croyd's? No, it's a bit too early to consider such things. You have yet to understand what happened to you, Anne. And as for you, Seymour, your hostility is the result of your programming and the duties it imposes. I suppose we must find the Holy Blade of Narcissus and Croyd's. The Holy Blade of Narcissus and Croyd's? I'm talking about the real one, of course. As much as it may be quite strange to say that the ceremonial sword of a magic society is real, not only will it help us stop Narcissus and Croyd's plan, but its unique powers may be able to undo the merging of wills. We should be able to separate Lyris and Marianne. And then, Miss Anne, you can defeat the evil dragon Narcissus and rescue Princess Lyris. Regardless. Let's get moving first. That's the spirit. It might take some time to explain, so let's move out first and I'll explain when we get there. Oh, it's 4 a.m. Alright, follow Caterpillar's direction to the specified location. Where are we headed towards now? Alright, search in the algae sea. Alright. Atmospheric visibility is susceptible today. Enough that you can see that tower over there. Yes, that I can. I passed it by earlier, actually. That building was once known to the Narcissus Ordo as the Tower of Ipsissimus. Ipsissimus. But we will later call it the Tower of Gestalt. It was named for the idea that things that have been separated need to be combined to display their original complete form. But I suppose I might be speaking in reverse. The heart was complete to begin with, and the mistake was to divide it up for separate study. Paimon didn't get a thing you said. It's fine, don't worry about it. Plays on words are also a trick that mysterious organizations enjoy pulling. What matters is what we must do next. Some of the vocabulary you used is missing from my semantic indexes, so I could not properly pass your meaning. But I understood the last sentence. Please, tell me what I should do. While investigating alone, I found the map of the seal of chemical marriage. You could say that I found 4 seals. Oh wow, that's huge. And this tower is one of the locations? That's not the place we need to go. That said though, who can be sure? Perhaps our destinies will yet take us there in the future. Either way, we need to use the position of the tower to locate the other 4 places. That's why we've come here first. So what are those 4 seals for? That's it. We discovered from experience that it's usually best practice to just break the seals and give whatever ringleader we find a good walloping. As for me, I'd like to restore the Holy Blade of Narcissus. Cool, a new weapon. The Holy Blade of Narcissus. Well, I suppose we could also just call it the answer. As I said before, the Narcissus Ordo once had a ceremony to remove the ego and will. The Holy Blade was used in that ritual. I remember something about that. If Lyris and Marianne's will created Anne, and if the old me was placed in some hilly troll's body. Wait a minute. Didn't we already find the Holy Blade of Narcissus? What? Really? Look. A wooden sword. It's the wooden sword that we found during our ventures. Yes, so it is. Hey, what kind of reaction is that? Perhaps you can think of it like this. That's a wooden sword found in the Narcissus Institute, named the Holy Blade of Narcissus. That makes it more important than any ordinary wooden sword. Perhaps it might be of use when the time is right, just like the Holy Blade in the story. Really? You don't need to try to make us feel better. Got it, let's go. There are 4 seals in total. If my hypothesis is correct, then they should be at these locations respectively. Huh? These 4 locations? We've been to them during our adventures. Well, to be precise, we've been to 3 out of the 4 locations. I see. And did you find anything there? You describe your adventures there. I see. This proves 2 things. Firstly, my hypothesis is accurate. And the other? The situation is grim. We must hurry to the 4th location. In the wake of Narcissus, Act 1, In Search of the Algae Sea, started. Oh wow, this is gonna be long. Alright, find and break the 4 seals. Trace and find the Narcissus and Kreuz or those seals. So we had to find the final seal. Alright, so for those of you guys yeah. So for all of you guys that are watching, I have basically solved quite a lot of puzzles along this region. And what that means is that you see how the Mort region exploration percentage is essentially 100. So I have practically explored a majority of the place, and with that, I've also completed, I would assume, several puzzles. One of which includes, uh, finding the other 3 seals. So as such, I believe this is the final seal that we've got to do. And if I remember correctly, this seal itself is one of the few ones that is locked. Is the area up ahead the final one? We better get a move on. Yeah, so this door was locked and has been locked, and ever since then, ever since me finding this place, I've always thought that, you know, this is locked behind some kind of a quest. So as such, you know, I'll wait till the actual quest has started. So yeah, it seems like the time has come. This is the final seal. This is the last place. Our search hasn't turned up anything so far. Very true. However, this entrance is shut, which means we still have a chance. But if you guys are wondering what the other places have inside them, apart from the seals, there was nothing else. So it's just puzzles upon puzzles, and a chest every now and then as well. Looks like our adversary hasn't solved the riddle here. That said, who is our competition anyway? Assuming that the Narcissus and Kreuz Ordo has been inactive for centuries, and that the knowledge I possess of it still holds true, combined with events that occurred prior to now, I fear it must be Jakob. Yeah, that jerk who was picking on Seymour? What will he want with this stuff? I'm afraid that his objective is the same as ours, to find the materials needed to forge the holy blade of Narcissus and Kreuz. The Ordo was able to reproduce the 4 requisite hypothetical substances here in the material world, based on the esoteric philosophies of the underground kingdom and ancient Fontaine. I do not understand. These enigmatic substances are purely experiential. You could say that they are even further beyond ordinary logic than elemental power. I entered all introductory to intermediate level textbooks from the Academia Spontomat into my memory banks decades ago. There's nothing mysterious about elemental power. Is that so? Anyway, to sum up, this is born of the confluence of traditions from Fontaine and technology from the ancient underground kingdom, and thus 4 types of substance came into being: memory, wish, soul, and persona. To avoid any possible ambiguity, let's call them the memory piece, wish piece, soul piece, and persona piece. Why are these used to make the Holy Blade? In the Narcissus and Kreuz Ordo's brand of mystical philosophy, the temple is a microcosm of the universe. The members are stand-ins for the gods, and the holy oil is tempered willpower. The Holy Blade, on the other end, is reason, that which cuts everything open. It can only be born out of consummate human will. Quite abstruse. That's esotericism for you. You attach yourself to anything that looks similar enough, and when this sort of thing becomes magic, fiction becomes reality. Either way, our adversary hasn't yet solved the riddle. Or he did, but wasn't able to provide the correct answer. With Jakob being said adversary, my bet is on the latter. The inscription here reads, "Always united, born in an instant, often contradicting. I accompany you in eternal rest." And the last line is the first droplet. The areas from before had riddles like this as well. Do you guys still remember the answers? Shadow. Yep, I remember that. Life. Love. The answers just keep getting more abstract, don't they? True. Caterpillar, Seymour, do you guys know the answer to this riddle? I think I have an idea concerning the first droplet. It sounds like it's referring to the first raindrop that fell following the creation of the world. I believe this idea was in vogue with both Ancient Fontaine and the Ordo. But how are we supposed to find something like that? Well, this first droplet became part of all water in Tivat. In every sense, every drop of water is the first droplet. It's like the first god spreading out the potential for greatness. An element of divinity is present in every person's body. But if it's that simple, the person who came before us should have had no problem offering up the right answer. Indeed, I'm probably wrong. Well, even if it was the wrong answer, it was a good one. I can only conclude that the person who set up these riddles had no sense of romance. And now he's laughing at you for not getting how security works. I'm unable to provide an answer. My search for the first droplet retrieved 1,200 results. Legend has it that the world's first drop of wine came to be when the animal god... Okay, you can stop there. We can give it a shot. Let's go to Mondstadt. Very well. Alright. About that, I think I have something I can share. There's a legend that says that Oceanids came from the first tear shed by the previous Hydroarchon. Meanwhile, the first tear on the earth was shed by the first Oceanid after she came to understand humanity. Wouldn't the first tear in the human world have come from a crying baby? Sorry about that. That went by too fast for me to read. Sorry, it was a misclick. My bad. Alright. Animal tears are actually salt discharges, and those in peaceful times, humans breathed their first in laughter. That's what the legends say, anyway. Actually, I believe that the cries of babies and animal salt discharges can be regarded as similarly unemotional behaviors. Babies cry due to external stimuli and to fill their lungs with air as quickly as possible. That's what the Sumeru murder textbooks say. Is the answer an Oceanid then? That does seem like an answer that the person before us might not have provided. I think you're beating a dead horse there. I think we're on the right track. Sherby's trying to find the animal god's wine. Based on my understanding of the Narcissus and Court's Ordo, this makes logical sense. The Red Empress who dreams in a place unknown, the dreamer who never says what they mean. That's even more confusing than the riddles. Well, does that matter? We're already at the final juncture. Whatever the case, the answer will come to light at the end. Now then, Anne, if you wouldn't mind. Sure, I'll give it a try. But do come up with another answer quickly if I fail, alright? It opened. We have to get the last piece. Otherwise, the Holy Blade will fall into the Ordo's hands. Holy. Solve the Orthan's puzzle. Thalia and Melponine. How do you pronounce that? Melpomene. Alright. Yeah, these puzzles. Absolutely fun puzzles. Right. Just investigate everything around us just to see if there's anything. It's a dull blade. Could that be? Oh, this one as well. Alright, hold on. Excerpt. O Remus, play of the grand symphony, king of all the world. Your music is heard across the heavens. It resounds throughout the earth. When Sibylla's golden beat gives you a warning, O merciful one, grant us eternal life. Proclaim this sacred moment. that should be praised for all eternity. Copied from the third hymn, movement 5, stanza 1. Interesting. Alright, we should probably release this to God knows where. Looking Glass. Where do you bring us out to? Another Rift Wolf. How fun.
Don't blink!
And shroud!
You so ragey. Chill.
I hear everything! Boring! Boring!
I do not like dealing with Rift Wolves. They suck. Alright, nice. Exquisite chest.
I think we can forego the lost and found report.
Another one of them flies into the mirror. Yeah, we've solved a couple of these now with a couple of the mirrors. Very interesting though to see where they lead. But we'll see. Back through the looking glass. Where have we ended up? Solve the Orthan's puzzle. Where is this place? Oh god, there are multiple looking mirrors here. Okay, wait, hold on. Where is this from? Did I just unknowingly teleport further deep without intending to?
Keep up!
Is that what happened? Oh no, I just ended up back up there. Ew, okay, that's interesting. This is the same excerpts, right? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. Alright, so as with the other mirrors, I will make a little mental note. This is the mirror. The Looking Glass. Alice Through the Looking Glass. Which admittedly is a movie that I have not seen. Alright, but given that we've released the liquid, so I believe that's one of the... Oh boy, so this is where we end up. Okay, so what do we gotta do here? So it seems like we want the liquid to come up. So in that case, we will have to work on the bottom. And it seems like there are a bunch of things that we gotta defeat here. So why don't we do that?
Speed of light!
I'll uproot you! Can't see?
Oh, that died. Lol.
Keep up!
Incoming!
Sorry, Seymour, your partner died. Alright, release. This should do the trick, I believe. We should fill this mechanism up. You know, it would be bad if Jacob was following us the entire time and we just had no idea about it. And seeing that we are completing it, you know, he'll be the one that wants it as well. Like, I'm just saying, it's probably not a good idea. But I suppose, you know, in order to ensure that we have it, we have to get it first. And we have to do everything so that we can get it before he does. Alright. There you go. Solve the Orthan's puzzle. Seems to be a bunch of stuff over here. Seems to be another section of the puzzle that we gotta solve, so we can do that as well. This part seems to be just fully rock, so I suppose we're fine with that. This part is locked. And this part leads to a tunnel of sorts. Open. Special keys needed. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Solve the Orthan's puzzle. Oh, is it that we have to interact with this? Nothing is showing up though. Alright. Well, regardless, let's have a look around. Amniotic fluid. Alright, what are we missing? The Dalgas. Lots of stuff down here as well. Investigate. More stuff. You're full of stuff, are you? Wait, hold on. Is this call? Nope. Lift is already on this floor. Interesting. Am I missing something? Am I just blind? Oh god, this goes further deep. Wow. I have a feeling I'm not supposed to go this far deep just yet, so let's go back up. Maybe I'm missing something. Alright. Up, up, up we go. Solve the Orton's puzzle. Well, I mean, yeah, we're here. So what do we gotta do? Trace and find the Narcissus and Quartz or those seals. Well, I guess that means we just gotta solve that part then. So I guess maybe going down was the right answer? In some way, one way or another? Not sure. Seems like the only place we can go is this way. Okay, interesting. Alright, so we were probably on the right track then. Investigate, just coins. Mora. Interesting. I mean, I guess if everything's pointing in just one direction, we probably gotta head there. I guess. Lots of different caves with different openings. Interesting. Okay. Alright, where's the crab? Alright, octopus ball intact, and there's one more of you over here as well. Let's just break you open. See what brings us here. Oh, spin crystal. Nice. Release and pick up. Not yet connected to other water channels. Oh, I see. That probably comes from here. Investigate, pick up. Pick up. Alright. And we just put you in there. Nice. Alright, where are you? Ball octopus. And let's switch you around. Or should I have gone the other way? Because that would have been faster. Alright. This should be it. Alright. Let's release the water channel and see what happens from here. So it will flow all the way down there. What is this? Investigate. More coins. Oh, it goes up and into this section over here. Then we can release it. Nice. Okay. And we can open this door over here, which is the underside over here. Okay. Which leads us back over through here. But we gotta fight you, it would seem, because you're just standing there menacing me.
One thing after
And that's
another.
bad.
Let's nip that in the bud.
Speed of light.
Okay, and another one of you has appeared. How fun.
With sword comes shadow.
Absolutely grateful.
Can't see?
Oh god, why are there so many things? Why did I do that? My bad.
Worthless.
Alright, okay, cool. A chest. And the door is opened. Nice.
Why would anyone want?
Nice. So that's an elevator.
It's not my concern.
Gotcha. And special keys here. Alright. What does entering this place give me? Or where does it bring me to? Oh, just back here. Okay, gotcha. Also, it's just a whole loop. Okay. Okay, cool. Gotcha, gotcha. Alright. Anything else I can investigate? More coins. Alright, go up. The lift is in operation. One floor higher. Where do we end up? Release. I see. Okay. To open this, we need one special key. Not sure if that's all we need to do to complete this section of the puzzle. That might be wrong. Obtain the persona piece. Okay. Is that the persona piece ahead? Unable to analyze the density of the substance before us, it appears to have a mass of 0. It looks like we've got the last piece. We should at least be able to negotiate a bit with our opposition now. On the bright side, at least we can stop the Narcissus and Croizardo from forging the Holy Blade. Not at all, Paimon. Our final goal is to forge the Holy Blade ourselves and use it to stop their plan. Of course, and I've not forgotten what this sword means to you. A holy sword that can cut out the will is also your key to unraveling the mystery. And to be honest, it is equally important to me as well. It's just that we have much more important, more pressing matters at hand. Would you mind then if we looked into the mysteries surrounding us later? I'm fine with that. In that case, traveler, please take this persona with you, if you would. Okay. Obtain the persona piece. I suppose I can take this to mean you've accepted our invitation. What's happening? Hello? What just happened? Persona, one of the okay, someone said something and then we were separated from Caterpillar and the others. And now we're floating in the sky in Fontaine. Where are we being sent? Damn it, I should have gone up through that special key place first before this. What is happening? Though, that voice sounded familiar. Where have we heard it before? Seems that we're flying towards the tower. Where are we entering it from exactly? Oh, we're going up still. Okay. And we've taken a curve. Going up still. Holy. Where are we ending up? On the top? Very interesting use of currents there. Then we ended up at the top of the Tower of Gestalt Place. We're separated from Caterpillar Ann and Seymour. Oh boy. What should we do? It looks like there are traps waiting down below. Things haven't gotten serious yet. Let's check out the scenery. It's not dangerous yet. Let's count some prime numbers. Come on, you should have at least a little sense of urgency. Paimon knows you're a good fighter, but Paimon's worried about the others. But our only choice is to keep going. Oh, is that the entrance? If there's any traps, just smash them. Enter the Tower of Gestalt. Notice. In accordance with Fontanian law and the Provisional National provisions, as well as Mammonia Act number 1-2, the Narcissus and Croizardo is declared an illegal extremist group and a criminal organization. This location will be permanently sealed from this day forth. Destroying this, I would assume, notice board will be seen as a challenge to national authority, and violators will be publicly sentenced on charges of, I would assume, publicly sentenced on charges of insubordination. No, what's that word again? Starts with a T. Or not, I forgot, never mind. Date, not sure. The reverse side has the seal of the courts and the signature of Elaine Guillotine and Nivelette. We should talk to Neverlet about this. Alright, enter. Wait, could this be the Narcissus or Doe? But how are we back here? Huh? Wait, we're back here? How? We're on the upper floors. That doesn't make sense. Do we just hop down? Go to the lower level. Wait, no, I wanted to read that thing. You have entered the Tower of Ipsissimus. What awaits you inside is most unexpected. But how can you enter it through that book in the, all the way in one of those ruins? Whose name I forgot. Okay, what are we doing here? I was worried the master's clock might break down at a crucial moment, so I came to do a bit of maintenance. What took you so long? I even had time to finish the anti-rust treatment and oil it up. That's the voice we heard earlier. You're, the purple dude. I've told you. Just call me Jacob. How did you set up this trap? I believe the persona section to be the most important, for there lies the persona excised by I cannot read. For there lies the persona excised by Master Narcissus himself. Only a drop of water from an oceanid can open it. I can't allow it to be taken by just any ignorant adventurer. So I set a trap before activating the Orthent and sealed the space off. Why are you here? Why shouldn't I be here? This is a Narcissus or Doe base. Is there something wrong with returning to my own base? You're the ones who are trespassing. Don't you even feel a twinge of guilt for breaking the law? This was once the realm of a god. Now a peasant sits upon the throne, just like the world today. As compensation, give me the rest of your paints and the persona I need. I refuse. Even now, at a time like this, just what are you so hung up on? The countdown to the world's end has started. I must forge the holy blade and place it in my master's hand. Is Narcissus this master of yours? Indeed. According to his world formula, the second deluge is looming before us. When it comes, only he will be able to save the world. Only by forging the holy blade can he continue his unfinished work, gathering the wills of everyone in Fontaine, the continent, and even the entire planet onto himself. As the primordial sea returns once more, and as the devourer of all darkens the sky, only he who is whole unto himself may survive. Only then will all our souls, nay, all of humanity's souls, be spared from destruction. We will welcome a new dawn in the tranquil sea of innocence he grants us. So this is your big plan to save the world? Sounds like you're just bundling everyone's consciousnesses together without consent. And what would you know of anything? Only Master Narcissus' new body will survive the coming of the second deluge. Even if all other life disappears into the sea, he will survive alone. He will remember all those lives that were lost. He recognizes the value and equality of all life, a selflessness that shall not be besmirched by one such as you. So where is he now? In the deepest depths beneath us. When the thugs and dogs of Fontaine surrounded us and attempted to wipe us out, he descended alone into the abyss below. But he must still be alive, and the time for his return is nigh. Quickly, give me what you have on you. Then I will have all the Orthons, and you may leave. How about this? I'll trade you for this rust treatment and oil. Think of it as a gift for that foolish doll. In the dawn of the new world, it is unlikely there will be a place for it or Guillotine's fantasies. I refuse. The world is not as weak as you think. That's right. Paimon and Traveler have seen more crises than you have eaten lotus flower crisps. And we always come out on top. Truly, there is no reaching your exalted heights. I remember how the master used to pretend to be an evil dragon when we played as children. Who would have known he would have become the hero, while the real evil dragons would come at us one after another. Guillotine may have disappeared, but here his successors come, self-assured, thinking themselves totally infallible. What the heck are you talking about? The time has come. A century ago, the prophecy predicted all. He will return. If you will not give me what I need willingly, I'll take it myself. And we're fighting again. God damn it. Not that I have anything against fighting, of course. Fighting is fun. How bothersome. Narcissus and Kreuz's official apostle.
And shroud.
Incoming.
You
I'll
kind
uproot
of
you.
squishy. Looks like we've arrived in time. You seem to have forgotten, Hilly Troll, that you are a monster, a being bereft of memory. Oh boy.
I've not finished.
I will have you remember your origin. My master and I gave you intelligence. Okay. And you, machine, your memories are nothing but carvings on gemstones, your wisdom just a simulation created by tape, gears, and something else. I destroyed you once before. This time I will turn you into scrap metal, from what I read.
Can't see.
Okay, you are annoying. Stop throwing stuff at me. God damn it. Sorry, I'm just trying to read everything. It's so hard to read everything.
And shroud.
Despite the barrier between us. Ha. Ha. It's been a while, Chrysalis. Still no sign of Still no sign of metamorphosis, I see. Perhaps you've grown too used to being a caterpillar. Have you already forgotten the time we spent here? It was a brief time compared to our eternity, but those brief moments granted us mastery of this universe. I was nothing more than your exhibit at that time, nor could I understand your grand plans. Plus, I tend to have a bad memory for things I don't like. But on your return, you performed the dispelling ritual. How fastidious of you. Of course. How could I allow spiritual impurities or contaminants into the master's space? Alas, you have not yet left your cocoon. You will return to the void in the end. There is no place for you in the new world. Hand over the rest of it. I shan't permit it. It seems it is you who are the hero wielding the holy blade in this telling of the story, while I am the dragon who falls to your sword. It matters not in the end. All the elements are in place and the dragon has been defeated. You may guard reason for now. After all, nobody can truly own the holy blade. We merely hold it as it travels in the direction it must, until it reaches its final destiny. The holy blade can be any object, but there is particular symbolism in it being a sword. Well then, present something that can hold reason. Let's use the holy blade of Narcissus and Kreuz we found earlier. Nod. This is... What's next, Jacob? Don't you want to reforge the Holy Blade as soon as possible? Next, we'll see in it. You touch the sword. Is this a trap? No. Although the Holy Blade can part any will from water, it can also unite wills. It can accommodate both the primordial and that of order. You have been chosen. You have been chosen because even if you are an illusion, you contain something that the Narcissus Ordo has gathered over many years. The power of will. Should we trust him? His biological indicators show a very low possibility of lying, though I remain doubtful. How long must you dawdle? You're no better than that rusty old shell guillotine created. Would you like some oil for your brain? Or rust remover? Speaking of rust remover, what about it? That watch. Yeah, we can try using rust remover on the watch. What nonsense are you all going on about? Adults shouldn't interrupt children. And I'm a child too. Oh, Caterpillar changed back. Whoa, it's open. Ooh. And there is a photo inside. How nostalgic. Elaine, Rene, Director Lyris, Marianne, and myself, as we once were. I remember this photo. I think I remember. Matching traits detected. That is Marianne, my ward. Well, has the oil helped lubricate your rusty decision-making skills? If we don't take this step, we will never be able to leave the world of memory. Yeah, let me give it a try then. And it's okay. I've made up my mind. Whoa. Is this what the Holy Blade of Narcissus is really like? Weren't you listening? Caterpillar just explained that the Holy Blade can indwell men in any form that holds significance. Ah, just like the Holy Blade of Narcissus we imagined. You changed back. Ahem. Very good. My mission is complete. Now, I propose a trade. Now you, Oceanid, please take all my emotions and memories. Huh? My power is no match for yours, and I will soon disappear. Save all that I am, that I may be reunited with everyone in the new world. Seems like he's not up to date with the latest news. But we established several nodes in Fontaine in accordance with the seal of chemical marriage as part of our response to the apocalypse. Today, only the 5 most important survive. Only the smallest part of our master's plan has been implemented, but even that is a form of success. The arrival of the new world is fated. I cannot absorb your persona and memories. After all, I have no wish to retain anyone as with such serious sins on their hands as you are now. Huh? You may no longer be the crybaby Jacob, but as you are now, you are still not worthy of eternity. Rather than do that, we will help you and treat you. You must atone for your sins. Part of the Red Empress is within you, so you should know that she rejected the future. She wanted to return to the Narcissus Institute as it was, and watch again as we pretended to be the Narcissus adventure team. Beautiful memories are the only eternity in this world. There are no others. Granted to me, O being of eternity. I do not wish to do so, and I will persuade that part of Lyris too. The appointed time has come. Seems the watch wound up running a little fast over the course of a century. What's going on here? It's going to crush him, isn't it? I have reversed the seal of chemical marriage and reforged the Holy Blade of Reason. The truth of the world formula has been proven. The seal of chemical marriage was an ancient Fontanian ritual meant to seal off the source of life. Now it has been reversed, and all has been set free once more. That's insane. The primordial sea. Wait. Back in the fortress of Meripede, the primordial sea was... Now it is time for our master. No, for Rene to return. He will break the seal and control the source of life. The pure water of life will inundate the world as he rises once more, giving birth to a new universe. All souls will be preserved forever, and the blade of will shall fall into the waters and be grasped by its legitimate owner. All will be reunited as one, and gain power to combat the apocalypse. Jakob! I've already anticipated the end for this body. The clock may stop, and its hands fall still. It may take Master a little time to find my will in the new world, but do not worry. We will meet there again. Jakob! So I assume this is when the clock falls. Oh jeez. What a terrible ending. But I fear there's little time for mourning or lamentation. Everything now hangs by a thread. If my sense of direction is right, I'm afraid the Tower of Gestalt, the interior of the Tower of Gestalt, is below us now. You've never been there, Caterpillar? It is the closest point to Master's ultimate goal. I do not believe many have been there. And then that means we don't know what we will find there. I'm ashamed to admit it, but yes. What's all this? Oh, Eidolons? Hello? Warning. Abnormal environmental changes detected. Paimon can see that just fine. It seems we don't have much time. Let's get to work, quickly, before Jakob's new world becomes a reality. Alright, we're gonna read a couple of the things before we head down to the lower level. Alright. Unlocked treasure. An old pocket watch. It seems to have stopped at a certain instant, the beautiful memory of a moment becoming eternal. That is the photo of all of them. And you'll see in it as well. Holy Blade of Narcissus and Kreutz. A sacred blade indwelt with great enough reason and will to create and destroy a universe or a dream. Alright. Go to the lower level. Is there anything on the table over here? What is this? Notes. Iopan, that which lies beneath the great sea. The purpose of this line in the ritual scripture is to forsake the self and sink into the abyss, and in the abyss to welcome rebirth as a holy infant. The origin of this is a tragedy of unknown provenance that has been passed down by persons unknown to this day. Said play is called Ajax, or Aias. He was the second strongest warrior in his alliance. Lies beneath the... no, Ajax. That's child. Lies beneath the great sea is in itself an interesting phrase. It comes from ancient Sumerian texts and should be read as Narayana, which also means primordial human. This too is my goal, for not all that comes from beyond may be as one that descends. That title only belongs to wills that can rival an entire world. This is what I seek. That is what I seek. The way to become just such a will. One that can protect the world, sustain the world, destroy the world, and create the world. Oh shit, wait, hold on. This too is my goal, for not all that comes from beyond may be as one that descends. That title is only given to wills that can rival an entire world. So the whole theory of descenders So we are descenders because our will can rival a whole will, but our sibling can't. Ooh, interesting. Have I not seen that text before? That seems entirely new. Alright, go to the lower level. Go deeper. What a huge mechanical core. How should we descend? An optical coupling design, is it? Looks like we need to get all the rays to hit their targets. So how do we do that? There must be some kind of equipment nearby. Have a look around. Act 2, Savior's Wake. Gameplay tutorial. The Tower of okay. It's like Mississippi, okay. The Tower of Ipsissimus's optical couplers, so many S's. This tower contains highly specialized active machines and Eliphaz beam emitters. The roofs of some floors will contain beam emitting assemblies that you can turn using corresponding mechanical valves. The matching item to this is a specially designed beam receptor. As the name suggests, it will only be activated after it absorbs the beam. The wheeled assembly carrying the custom beam emitter can use mechanical means to adjust its horizontal position.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all part of the learning process.
Savior's Wake. Decode this level's puzzle. Alright, interesting. Give me a sec. Alright. Sorry about that. My nose is acting all funny. Seems like Anne is with us sleeping away, so that's pretty normal. Let's start and see what this does. Okay, so we gotta rotate it to hit that section. Not this way, the other way. And it's just asleep. How nice of you. Teleport waypoint unlocked. Go to the lower level. Exit. Was that it? Savior's Wake. Go to the lower level. Tap to investigate. Okay. Whoa, where are we? Oh, we're in the tower now. Let's see. Yeah, so fun fact about this tower. I have essentially solved a lot of the things in this tower prior to doing this, so yeah. Cool. Alright. So let's continue down to the lower tower. Decode this level's puzzle. Alright. Alright, so we gotta kill everything first. That's fine.
Speed of light.
Oh, the music sounds intense here. Sheesh.
I hear everything.
Thank you for that. Absolutely lovely. Alright, mechanism activated. But before that, let's have a look around. There's a bunch of stuff that we can interact with, and I think that's going to be good for us. Oh, something fell. Okay, just more random stuff here and there. Nothing in. Oh, something interactable. Nope, just a chair. Okay. Gonna move. Certificate. Madame X Laveau. Formal Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo member, level 4. After returning home from Natlan, Madame Laveau has since dedicated herself enthusiastically to the grand ideals of the Narcissus and Kreutz. An authority on beauty, she is also highly skilled in divination using something, making her very popular with the other ladies. Not only has she provided the Ordo from Natlin, but she has also contributed greatly to promoting the Ordo's good name in high society. I suppose that's not good. Investigate. Anything else you can see here? Nope, okay. Interesting. The music is so ominous. God damn. Just to make sure that we're not missing anything, this should be the last place we gotta check. Certificate. Miss E. Lenormand, former Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo member, level 3. As a famous book merchant, Miss Lenormand has used to describe Narcissus and Kreutz's teachings in an easy-to-follow manner, thus making extraordinary contributions to the spread of our tenets. It is for this reason she was granted an exceptional promotion to level 3. Interesting. Okay. Different members. I think that's it. Yeah, we've looped one round. Right, activate. The machine has begun to run. Alright. Seems like we're heading lower. Another puzzle. With more things to investigate. We'll investigate once again before we continue on. Just to see if there's any other clues in this level. Multiple doors in this level as well. And chests as well. We'll definitely have to get a go at that. I'm just investigating. But if you want to fight, so be it. You practically face through that. If you look at it.
One with the force.
Okay, that's not fun.
I'll uproot you.
Oh, that's easy enough, I guess. Maybe for that.
And shroud.
And that should do it. Nice. Alright. Certificate. Eric something. Former Narcissus and Kreutz Order member, level 2. A famous historian from the Institute of Natural Philosophy who has dabbled in the study of various ancient civilizations. After the institute disbanded, he joined the Ordo at Mr. Ingold's invitation. He has since continued his research into Lemurian civilization. Okay. Certificate. Mr. Griffin L. Randolph, Honorary Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo member, level 1. Mr. Randolph comes from a long line of wealthy nobles. His generosity has provided Ordo's archaeological aspirations with ample financial support. Fortunately, he has remained unable to pass the level 1 test despite making several attempts. Due to his inability to remember the relevant keywords on account of his passion and by the special permission of Mr. Ingold, he has been granted honorary membership and level 1 access. Interesting. So the higher the level, the higher you go. Okay, as in the more things you can look at, the more secrets you know. That's what I meant to say. Boy. Okay. I suppose we should probably start dealing with this then. Right, let's see. Where are you? Okay, so you gotta point towards somewhere. Wait, hold on. And are any of this in the center? No, you have two lights. Okay, something is clearly amiss. Maybe you have to activate this first.
Keep up.
The machine is beginning to run. Ah, there you go. Now it's on the lower level. That's probably it. Alright. Nope. Not yet though. One more. Yeah, it seems like we have to unlock this thing first. And you immediately run out. That nearly gave me a heart attack, god damn.
Don't blink. Huh?
God, the rustic music sounds so good here.
Incoming. Ah!
And shroud.
Alright, I think we're good. Exquisite
Why is
chest.
there a chest here?
Another room. Alright, we'll activate that in a bit. Anything else of importance in this room? No? Alright, cool. The gear below has been disconnected. Oh, I see. So we can connect it. We can connect the bottom one then. Oh, I see. Okay, I'm starting to get it. Gotcha. Wait, no. Turn? Turn all the way. That's only one. We're gonna need the other one as well. But I suppose they all have to line up, right? Before we can turn it. Yeah. Alright. Okay. Then now we can activate you. Current gear position. Does this mean that if we were to turn it now, it should be okay? Hold on. Nope. Not like... Yep. So I gotta activate this maybe. The machine has begun to run. Okay, so I think if we were to... Yeah, we turn them both, it will lock. In the exact same place, which is what you want. Over there. Okay, and then we use this one to lock the top, to push the top up. The gear below has been disconnected. And with that, the door has unlocked. Let's go. Alright. Going further and further down. Alright. More of these things to fight. Wrong one.
Can't see?
My bad.
Cut to the chase.
Yeah. Let's nip that in the bud. Useless. And shroud. Flowers.
Oh, how have you died again?
Yeah.
I should really be paying more attention to health. Oh boy, that's bad. Okay, Tignari's not fully healed yet. I should be using Barbara more often whenever I have the chance. Now that I think about it. Probably a bit better. I've not been doing that. Barbara, heal. Thanks. I love Barbara's heals. 3 years of playing Genshin Impact and I still think Barbara has some amazing healing. Yeah, maybe because I just haven't had the patience to level up any other character yet. That should do the trick. Alright. As with what we did on the upper floors, we are going to just have a look around at everything first before we continue on. God, this seems like a bloody church. Okay. What's up here? Nope. Certificate. Susanna something. Honorary Narcissus Croix Ordo member, level 1. One needs to finish the Ordo's reading list and understand its ideals to reach level 1. Though Miss Susanna has not achieved this, the fact is, however, that Mr. Ingold and Master Narcissus and Kreutz always get the lucky reward whenever they purchase her scones and cookies, which is why at Mr. Ingold's suggestion, she was made a level 1 honorary member. Through bribery. That's funny. What about this one? Eiichi Karasawa, formal Narcissus and Kreutz member, level 1. A scholar from Inazuma staying in Fontaine. He has displayed great fervor for Narcissus and Kreutz's teachings and has passed the level 1 test. Though we hoped he could spread teachings in Inazuma, he seems to, for reasons of his own, prefer living in Fontaine. He is also a romance novelist of some fame, and his works are peppered with hidden Remurian riddles. His success is intimately related with the Ordo's research. Interesting. So what, I'll assume this is probably the first level of the Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo, perhaps? Miss Jephuria, a former Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo member and famous dancer. She has been most generous in her sponsorship of the Ordo and has herself reached level 3. On a certain Sunday, Narcissus and Kreutz healed her injured leg and awakened her genius. Oh boy. I myself wonder what that means. Okay. Nope, that's the lift we came down off. Alright. So we've got to activate this to see what happens. The machine has begun to run. Oh, that's it. Okay. Another lift. Down we go. Oh, this is multi-layered floor now. Did I just say multi-layered floor? That's not what it means. Multi-areas. Wow. Interesting. What else is there? Not much, surprisingly. Alright, just one of these. Let's see what we gotta do. Oh, interesting. Okay. Let's see, where do you go? I suppose you don't hit the top. You hit the bottom, I believe. Oh, but that's not enough. Ooh, okay. Anything on the bottom here that would help? Let's see. Not really. Okay. Very interesting. You can't really hit a lot at the moment. It seems like you can hit the one that's right above that door. So let's see what you do first. Yep, so that door is now opened, which has a root cycle. One of the keys designed by the Narcissus and Kreutz Ordo for the tower, when combined the keys form a peculiar shape of 3.5 circles, for which there is a special explanation. The innermost circle is the cycle of Hyperborea, symbolizing the age when the world was frozen and the lost paradise. Interesting. When we activate you, what happens? The gear below has been disconnected. So this means we can align the top and the bottom together. Oh, there's a wonderful little thing over here. Absolutely lovely. So this means we can activate things on the upper levels now. I assume this means we can hit this one now. Let's see. Alright. Nice one. So I'd assume second root cycle and activate. What do you do? The gear below has connected. Ooh. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so I want to disconnect that gear. So what I'll have to do is I have to go back to the other room. God, the design is so unintuitive. Activate. The gear below has now been disconnected, so I'll now align the two of them together, then you shall connect them back. And I believe this is the top one. Yep. Now we shall... wrong room. It's the other one. Alright. So we'll activate you. The gear below has been connected. So this means that now we should be good to flip it over to the other room. Let's see. Yeah, let's go. And let's head over there. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. The precious chest first. Always.
Why is there a chest here?
Oh, and I think we also collected the root key. So does that go in the bottom here? Oh, it does. Okay. Root cycle. Teleport waypoint unlocked. Saviour's Wake. Go to the lower level. I estimated the height of the tower, and we're almost at the bottom. We may have to face Narcissus and Kreutz if we continue to descend. The world is about to welcome its own answer. Will it be destruction or salvation? Or perhaps Narcissus and Kreutz's version of salvation? Please, who would want to escape the apocalypse their way? If Paimon has to leave, she'll make the traveler take her away from Tevat. I'm going to save everyone. Hey, Paimon wasn't saying she'd just watch everyone bite the dust. There aren't any riddles or pursuers here, so why don't we get some rest and prepare ourselves here? Failing to prepare is preparing to fail. Everyone, the door to the next level seems to be locked. Do you require me to put my engine into overdrive to get enough horsepower to break through? That won't be necessary. We've decided to rest and reorganize here anyway, so we should just be cautious and look around for a key. And if we discover that it's a door without a key, then I'll kick it open myself. Alright then. Take a break and talk with everyone. Small key. Storybook. This is a strange fairy tale with some comments written in bubble ink. The rabbit's pocket watch is, in truth, the beginning of the dream. The watch is a precise timekeeper, but the flow of the time in dreamland is madness. When the clock chimes, all shall end. Marianne, whom people often mistake Liddell for, but could it not be that they were, at first, one and the same? The caterpillar has all the hallmarks of maturity, the pipe, the reading glasses, the knowledge, yet a larva he remains, not yet a butterfly. One who lacks the confidence to break through a cocoon shall die before ever becoming so. But moths have no mouth parts, and thus they can only leap into the flames. The Queen of Hearts, the one who loved to take hits, the White Knight, who mumbled about his little inventions, that'll be Elaine, I guess. The Red Queen, in the end, it was all her dream, and she was a little mother cat. Damn. You're not active, are you?
Can't see?
Okay, interesting. More Gardamex. Lots of Gardamex. Dear Lord, that's not fun. Anything interactable on this level in particular? Apart from the Gardamex jump scares. Caterpillar, that's the door. Alright, no. So we'll talk to everyone first. We'll start with Paimon. Traveler, why are people so fond of immersing themselves in a dream? Marianne weaves a dream encircling everyone, and Narcissus and Kreutz is living in this dream of saving the world. And I'm the one who's worried about tomorrow. So it's understandable if you don't understand, Paimon. But because Paimon's the type to live in the present. But if it's a dream, you have to wake up eventually. And there's only two things you can do after waking up from a dream. You can try to go right back to sleep and return to the same dream, or you can face yourself in the waking world. And since you've woken up, it's time for breakfast. You can reward yourself with a nice chicken mushroom skewer. It's time to wake up again and bravely face reality for another day. You can do it. Wait, so that really was foreshadowing? Oh my god. Foreshadowing? What foreshadowing? Bruh. I thought that was Seymour for a sec. Hello, how may I assist? About the Gardamex. Do not worry, all of them are inactive. If we consider their extreme age and the fact that they are early models, the probability of them waking at all is far from certain. According to the records of those with me, accessing the level below will trigger the activation sequences. At that point, about 60% of them will activate successfully. As for the remaining 40%, it's not guaranteed that they will fail to activate either. Ugh. At least there's the chance the slow march of time has reduced the danger we are about to face. You're starting to confuse me. Apologies, Mr. Traveler. Alright. Notes. Red is the foundational principle, the Philosopher's Stone, while yellow represents gold and mortal temptation. Yellow is simply bait. Red is the final goal. However, Conria would likely seek the truth for gold's sake, before turning that truth into a bread production pipeline. Ooh, Conria law. Caterpillar. There are some of Narcissus and Kreutz's notes and books here. Interesting as they may be, none of them have a conclusion. Caterpillar, I have a question. Ask away. The members of the Ordo clearly hate Clockwork Mecha. So why are there so many gears in this tower? Now that is an interesting question, but all I can offer is my own conjecture. In my opinion, the theme of this place isn't gears, but bells. The chime of a bell holds a special meaning even for people like Jakob and Narcissus and Kreutz. A special meaning. When the bell tolls, the world ends, the adventure is over. Or you simply awaken from the dream. Who knows? And how can I help you, Night Traveler? Both Caterpillar and Seymour are helping out, but I don't seem to be of any use now. Don't worry about it. Of course I understand. Of course I understand. Though it's obvious that we can just kick it open. We've reached an understanding to do some investigating instead. I suppose this is us trying to mentally prepare ourselves after a fashion, right? Mr. Traveler, Caterpillar seems to have found the key. Alright. Well, well. Guess what we have stuck between the pages, Traveler? Whoa, it's a key. Indeed, and Seymour's already used sonic imaging to do a rough analysis. It is really the key to that door. If Fontaine's authorities raided this place before, why didn't they find this? Perhaps the answer is that it was simply never raided. Having looked through the notes here, I think I can understand why. why he simply closed the door and quietly left. What are you trying to say? It's nothing. Perhaps this is enough. After all, there are many clockwork mecha below that may come to life at any second. Time to go. Unlock the door and proceed below. Small key. Unlock the door and proceed below. Investigation log. This report collates various other reports written during the archaeological studies conducted on the temple ruins, including, as the report includes large amounts of related to said plan, it is only available for internal consumption. It is prohibited to disclose any of the following content in speeches or official publications to external parties. As to how to decipher the stone tablets and bronze slates, we hit a massive roadblock right from the start. Most of the texts previously discovered in older Golden Troop ruins and legacy copies we got from collections were all from Fontaine's early nation building stage or later. As such, most of these texts were written in Fontanian script. This time, we unearthed a great number of antediluvian bronze slates and stone tablets, which all use ancient Lemurian script. Regarding Lemurian characters, they seem to be some form of phonography, of which we currently only recognize a single-digit amount. For the longest time, we treated them like simple musical notes and undertook many trials on that basis without any progress. As such, we hit an impasse in our own research, until, after being reminded by Mr. Eric, we found an ancient copy preserved in the Institute of Natural Philosophy made progress in deciphering the documents. It is the first step in a long journey, but we have already surpassed all previous scholars of the esoteric. Regarding morality, while this might conjure up empty talk of ethics today, it had more practical significance to the ancients. Complete mastery over the body by one's will was considered the consummation of human virtue, a pinnacle that only gods and the rarest of mortals could come close to attaining. Following moral decay, the will became shackled to bodily form, willpower withered, and humanity became entirely enslaved to their flesh. The ancients would see this as a separation from civilization's communal body, an eternal sundering from music and the divine, becoming next of kin to the beasts. Regarding the concepts of spirits and will, just as the people of Sumeru had specialized terminology to illustrate different stages of plant growth, Fontanians had more than 20 words describing water's various aspects. However, the ancient study and differentiation of the spirit reached heights that we ourselves found challenging to attain. While for the most part it was divided into memory, wishes, soul, and persona, a spirit's qualities still carried complex distinctions. Of these, the state that came closest to the perfect freedom and the divinities possessed was named true will, the detachment of human will with such meticulous research as a jumping-off point. Perhaps it was through this power that the ancients achieved transcendence from the physical realm. Despite this remarkable achievement, they were unable to escape their fate, which appeared preordained. Regarding Fortuna, myths, proverbs, and poetry are all that we have compiled so far in connection to Fortuna. These findings deviate significantly from initial expectations. At best, they could be described as vague influences and a priori assertions, bereft of quantifiability or scientific rigor. They appear exceedingly rudimentary and primitive when compared to the world formula. Furthermore, as expected, this seems to be an attempt to make up for some shortfall. The ancients even made no small amount of errors in their selection of materials. This was unavoidable. Aside from analysis of the wheel, of the will, and the seal of chemical marriage, there was hardly any utility to be found. When faced with the fact that the ancients were deceived by such falsehoods for 1,000 years, one can only wonder if it was a matter of faith or folly. That's a very long... That's a very long investigation log. Alright. Anything here? Nope. Okay, cool. This makes me want to read the Book of Esoteric Revelations, because that has a lot of stuff, but we'll save that for another video.
Keep up.
Alright. Oh god, this does not look fun. The combat capabilities arranged here are quite the terrifying sight. Huh, you changed back, Caterpillar. Well, we do need to be ready for a fight after all. Look. These must be the security installations that were left behind when the tower was sealed. I'm afraid attempting to access the lowest level will trigger their activation sequences. Your guess is correct. I've checked. These clockwork mecha can indeed still be activated. In other words, there's also a possibility that they will fail to activate. They've been here all these years? Well, this is the first time in all these years that the Holy Blade of Narcissus and Kreutz has been restored. If the design from back then is accurate, the Holy Blade itself is the key that will open the final seal. If everyone is ready, let's get started. Alright, and this is where part 1 of this entire quest line will end. I have just performed a quick Google search. Savior's Wake ends right after the seal of the seal over the primordial sea is broken. As such, part 3 will continue on in the part 3 of the quest line. In the wake of Narcissus, will continue in the next video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. This is part 1 of 2 of the quest line in the wake of Narcissus. We have so far gone through a lot. We have gone through Search in the Algae Sea and this quest, Savior's Wake. We will save the final 2 parts. I just googled how many parts there are. We will save the final 2 parts for the next video, so do keep a lookout for that. That will be coming in a few days time. If you've made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you all so much for coming, and I would see you guys in the next one. So till then, have a good time and goodbye.